Hey guys, today I'll show you a zombie horror thriller TV series named Z Nation Season 4. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. In the previous season, Roberta and her group discovered that the vaccine in the alien zone was ineffective. Upon reaching the landing site, Murphy finally reunited with his daughter, Lucy. In the midst of a fight, Murphy and Roberta were shot and fell to the ground, just as spacecraft from the alien zone emitted a special light wave. 2 years later, the world was still overrun with zombies. Roberta woke up in a lab in the alien zone, terrified by the unfamiliar surroundings. She put on some clothes nearby and cautiously picked up a hammer from the table to inspect the area. Suddenly, she encountered a little girl whose chicken scream triggered terrifying hallucinations in Roberta, causing her to faint. When she came to, she saw Murphy standing before her and realized that her gunshot wound had healed thanks to being exposed to Murphy's blood. Murphy's mutation had also been treated. Roberta discovered she had been unconscious for 2 years. Through surveillance in the alien zone, Murphy found that everyone else had already perished, which deeply saddened Roberta. Outside the alien zone, there were no survivors. Murphy then took Roberta on a tour of the alien zone, where life appeared blissfully normal, as if no disaster had ever occurred. The residents happily enjoyed their lives, and thanks to Murphy's blood, the test vaccine was successfully developed, immunizing all residents against the zombies and earning Murphy great respect in the alien zone. Later, they visited a museum showcasing the last remnants of human culture, where they found a mysterious door. As Roberta approached to investigate, she was stopped by soldiers, but Murphy quickly intervened to prevent any conflict. Meanwhile, the outside world was still filled with zombies relentlessly pursuing the few remaining humans. Doc, a strong survivor using a sledgehammer as a weapon, easily dispatched many zombies to meet Zombie Satan. During his assault, he was ambushed, only to realize it was the sniper. With a horde of zombies close behind, the two hurriedly fled to the sniper's treehouse, where the survivor girl was also hiding. After Roberta and Murphy were taken away by the spacecraft, the group had scattered to survive in various places. Doc had come to meet up with the sniper, having heard of a safe zone in a cold region where they could avoid zombies and live safely. Furthermore, a new military was actively assisting survivors. Doc hoped to join forces with the sniper to connect with this new military force. On the other side, survivors were being attacked by zombies when a car came to their aid. It turned out to be Addie and Lucy working together. Addie opened the car door to rescue the survivors, while Lucy tried to lure the zombies away. Suddenly, one of the survivors fired a gun and killed the zombies, which infuriated Lucy. Meanwhile, Addie was preparing to meet with the new military when unexpectedly, troops from the alien zone showed up. The two quickly got into their car and fled the scene, only to encounter a massive zombie horde. Addie successfully maneuvered to avoid the horde, causing the soldiers to be attacked instead. Murphy and Roberta reached the residence of the community leader. After entering the house, they met and talked with the leader, then headed to a restaurant where Roberta was introduced to a wealthy individual. Meanwhile, at a camp established by the new military, the squad was protecting survivors and preparing to move to a safe zone. Doc and his group arrived to reunite with the squad, and everyone was overjoyed to be together again. In the alien zone, to celebrate Roberta's awakening, Murphy had a chef prepare a zombie-themed cake. When Roberta cut the cake, she began to experience terrifying hallucinations and uncontrollably smashed the cake, leaving everyone stunned. Afterwards, she left the scene to talk with Murphy. Having lived in a zombie-ridden world for too long, Roberta suddenly found it hard to adjust to the massive changes. Feeling uneasy, she abruptly opened the car door, jumped out, and decided to return to her former world. Later, Roberta entered the museum but was stopped by soldiers. While subduing a soldier, she experienced another terrifying hallucination. She found a mysterious door and pressed a switch to open it, only to discover that the alien zone was located on a remote island surrounded by the ocean. Eventually, Roberta was captured and put in an ambulance. Murphy also arrived at the scene and informed her that the world had returned to normal and there were no more tasks for her, urging her to stop struggling. After some time, Addie noticed survivors in distress and prepared to rescue them. However, Lucy sensed something was wrong, noting that these people were not zombies. But before they could escape, it turned out that the soldiers from the alien zone, disguised as zombies, captured them. Since Addie was injured and bitten by Lucy during a rescue, the two could communicate through their thoughts and discussed their escape plan. Roberta was on the way to the hospital, and the ambulance suddenly stopped. Murphy, worried about an attack, quickly untied Roberta. However, it was the researcher who opened the door, explaining there was a situation and urging them to leave immediately. On the other side, a man from the alien zone was preparing to release a horrific gas, which could cause severe corrosion. Distracted while driving on the streets of the alien zone, he didn't notice what was ahead and was knocked to the ground. Shockingly, other residents approached and began to gnaw at his body. Meanwhile, Roberta arrived at a building meant for refuge. However, Murphy was reluctant to leave the joyful life in the alien zone. The researcher then urgently informed them that a disaster was imminent and they needed to catch a flight immediately, or they would perish in the alien zone. Upon inquiring about the situation, Roberta learned that the vaccine developed here was gradually failing again, driving all residents into madness, much to Murphy's surprise and disbelief at the thought of abandoning the alien zone to live outside. Suddenly, they were attacked. Upon investigation, they discovered a resident inside the building playing golf who had killed a man while uttering strange phrases. The resident then suddenly charged to attack other inhabitants. Fearing for their safety, the trio hurriedly left. Elsewhere, Doc was coordinating with the new military. They approached a companion's military vehicle cautiously to inspect it, finding all the supplies intact, but all companions missing. The new military planned to drive the vehicle back to camp. At that moment, soldiers spotted other individuals in a nearby house. As they approached to investigate, they were suddenly ambushed, and a soldier fell to gunshot wounds. The sniper quickly tried to identify the enemy's hiding spot. Doc contacted the base to report the situation and the disappearance of the transport team. The sniper fired but missed the enemy. It turned out that soldiers from the alien zone were hiding in the house, and Addie and her daughter were also taken inside. The sniper continuously fired, trying to eliminate the enemy. Back with Roberta, she decided to change into a soldier's uniform to successfully board a plane and leave the alien zone. By this time, the residents, now out of control and slaughtering each other, pursued them. The trio quickly fled. The researcher informed them that Murphy's blood had been contaminated and the vaccine only worked in his body. Roberta, having been in a prolonged sleep, had not been vaccinated. The researcher opened a cryogenic chamber, causing Murphy to freeze in shock as he discovered that all his men from his half-zombie kingdom had been captured and brought here. Roberta then confronted the soldiers from the alien zone. The trio launched an attack, but the soldiers were tough opponents. During the struggle, Roberta experienced hallucinations of the world burning. She swiftly knocked the soldier down. On another front, the sniper aimed and fired again, killing the soldiers in the house. Meanwhile, the soldiers forced Addie to the window to shoot, unaware that the sniper on the other side was her ally. Both fired at the same time and their bullets collided mid-air. The precision of their shooting skills left both parties stunned. The commander ordered an attack, unleashing powerful gunfire continuously on the house and targeting the fallen soldiers to prevent them from turning into zombies. However, the virus kept evolving, and the zombies, now with enhanced survival capabilities, remained active even after head injuries. Despite continuous shooting, the zombies wouldn't fall. It was then that Addie realized it was the sniper firing from outside. Unexpectedly, the sniper shot Addie, knocking her to the ground. Facing the indomitable zombies, the commander ordered a retreat. With a gunshot wound to her face, Addie asked Lucy to find and join the new military forces. As Lucy attempted to escape the house, she was caught by soldiers. Addie quickly got up and fought the soldiers, eventually killing one and watching Lucy being taken away in a vehicle, bound and abducted from the scene. Roberta, dressed in a soldier's uniform, arrived at the leader's residence, only to find the chef gnawing on a corpse. Inside, she met with the leader for a discussion. The researcher stepped forward, informing them that the alien zone needed assistance urgently, and they were preparing to leave by plane. With the leader's approval, the trio hurried to the plane's location. On the side of the military officer, after waking up, she found that the patient was not in the bed. Going outside to check, she discovered the camp was completely deserted, with only herself left, without traces of men's smell. Elsewhere, the researcher informed the two that Lucy was still alive, which greatly excited Murphy, who had been unaware that there were still a few survivors out there. The researcher informed them about the new military forces and provided coordinates for a safe zone. Having been vaccinated himself, the researcher suddenly went mad and attacked Roberta. She immediately experienced hallucinations and struggled fiercely until Murphy swiftly shot the uncontrollable researcher. The two then successfully boarded a helicopter and moved away from the alien zone island. Sometime later, the commander and his group returned to the camp, only to find it deserted. They quickly began to search, with the sniper heading outside to check on his lover, the survivor girl's safety. On the route to the alien zone, the soldiers escorting Lucy were suddenly shot, causing the vehicle to crash. It was then revealed that her father Murphy had come to rescue her, freeing her from the wreckage. However, Lucy felt estranged from her father, now back to his human form. She sensed a familiar aura from Roberta, and the three of them headed to the camp to meet and reunite with the rest. Back at the camp, the commander issued an order to head to the safe zone, but Doc was reluctant and decided to wait for the sniper to return. Just then, a car approached, and everyone quickly went on guard, only to discover it was Roberta and her group. Doc was overjoyed. The commander informed them about the incidents at the camp and urged everyone to head to the safe zone for refuge immediately. However, Roberta was also unwilling to leave her companions behind. Meanwhile, the sniper kept searching for his lover's whereabouts and found a pile of glass on an abandoned car. He tried to listen to distant sounds through the glass when suddenly he was attacked by zombies. He quickly subdued the zombie and left the scene. Murphy heard noises in the bushes, and the commander suggested that it might be evolved zombies hiding nearby. Murphy was astonished to learn about the existence of undead zombies. After waiting for some time with no one returning to the camp, the commander decided to go out and look for the sniper, with the soldier girl accompanying him. He instructed the others to stay at the camp. Sometime later, the commander heard hormone noises in the jungle and cautiously moved toward the sound, hoping to find if there was any hormone yoga session in play. Just as he approached, he discovered that the soldier girl had suddenly disappeared. Sounds continued from all around, but no one was visible. Then, zombies burst out and knocked the commander down, mistaking him for a sexy lady and wanting to strip him naked. He quickly got up and ran for his shitty life, tripping midway but managed to turn back and shoot the zombie dead. Just as the commander was preparing to leave, the zombie revived. Back to Roberta, she heard noises from a cabinet in the tent and discovered a man hiding inside who then attacked her. Hearing the commotion, everyone rushed into the tent and found one of the survivors from the camp. They urgently inquired about what had happened at the camp, but the man was too shocked to speak. Then, distant unrest was heard, and everyone quickly armed themselves and guarded the surroundings, only to find that the sniper had returned to the camp to regroup. Roberta was overjoyed. At that moment, Murphy saw the man trying to escape from the camp, and zombies' roars were heard. The sniper immediately aimed his gun at the gate, but it was the mutated commander who broke through and entered. Everyone fired continuously, but the zombies did not fall and attacked Lucy. As they engaged in combat, just as a zombie was about to bite Roberta, Murphy shot it dead. However, the zombie quickly got up, ready to attack again when the soldier girl returned to the camp. She used her powerful firearm to obliterate a large portion of the zombie's body, finally killing the evolved zombie. Everyone felt the threat posed by the evolved zombies, and the soldier girl prepared to lead everyone to the safe zone. However, Roberta, seeing hallucinations, moved in the opposite direction. Eventually, everyone decided to follow Roberta's lead. After some time, the group arrived at an abandoned parking lot and had to navigate through numerous cars to reach the next location. As a father, Murphy stepped forward to check on his daughter's condition, but she did not accept her father, who had reverted to human form and stayed close to Roberta. At that moment, the sniper noticed they were being watched by strange creatures. When everyone stopped to check their surroundings, they discovered zombie rats. Terrified, everyone quickly fled. The terrible zombie rats continued their pursuit, and during the chaos, Lucy was ambushed by soldiers. Hearing her screams, everyone began searching everywhere. Murphy rushed to her aid, but was easily knocked down by the soldiers. Just as a soldier was about to shoot Murphy, Roberta attacked from behind. After a brief struggle, she knocked the soldier to the ground. Murphy then entered the bus to look for his daughter and found her tied up behind a curtain. Enemies were also lurking behind. The two engaged in a fight. Murphy picked up a gun and held the soldier hostage. Suddenly, a large number of zombies rushed out from behind. The two quickly got off the bus and locked the soldier inside. In the end, the soldier was brutally killed. The two of them regrouped with the others, preparing to set off again. It was then that Lucy noticed her father had been stabbed during the fight. Fortunately, the wound wasn't serious. Murphy used the rearview mirror to inspect the injury, and upon tasting his own blood, he found himself craving it again. Doc then inquired about Lucy's sensory abilities, only to learn she couldn't control or communicate with evolved zombies, nor could she access their memories from before they turned. While on the move, everyone heard strange noises. The soldier girl spotted an odd survivor hiding nearby, dressed in various discarded items. Suddenly, more wild men appeared and attacked the group, stealing all their weapons before fleeing the scene. After the wild men departed, the group planned to rest inside the camper van. They asked Roberta about the hallucinations she'd been seeing. She shared how she kept sensing apocalyptic visions, causing her great distress. Lacking substantial clues, Roberta blindly led the group forward. Eventually, everyone decided to head toward the safe zone. On their way, they encountered zombies crawling on the ground, seemingly harmless despite being armed with potent firearms. Murphy expressed his desire to carry powerful weapons as well. The sniper handed him a skinning knife to use as a weapon, which left Murphy feeling helpless. He was about to pick up a weapon from a zombie when the soldier girl quickly intervened, discovering that the zombie had powerful grenades strapped to it. She expertly removed the grenades with a strap. Murphy picked up a specially modified cane, turning it into a weapon for killing zombies. The group continued forward, armed and ready. Suddenly, an evolved zombie emerged. Murphy attacked its head with his cane but was pushed away. The group opened fire while Roberta struggled in a tough fight. Murphy managed to trip the zombie, unexpectedly discovering that the cane could be pulled out to become a sharp longsword. He swiftly attacked, easily slicing the zombie into onion pieces. As they prepared to leave the parking lot, they realized Roberta had disappeared. Suddenly receiving a hallucinatory impulse, Roberta left the group and moved towards a distant lighthouse. A horde of zombies followed her, and she quickly fled the scene, successfully climbing to the top of the lighthouse where zombies gathered below. There, the memories from her visions appeared, showing her in special gear, seemingly prophesying future events. Murphy asked his daughter to use her sensory abilities to focus and locate Roberta. They then found a car, lifting the canvas to discover that it was sensing a typical zombie's consciousness. Lucy began communicating with the zombie, learning the direction in which Roberta had moved. As they prepared to release the zombie, they discovered a grenade trap inside the car. Murphy intervened to stop his daughter from saving the zombie, leading to an argument. Meanwhile, at the lighthouse, the noise drew the attention of zombies, causing them to leave. Despite her insistence on saving her kind, Lucy watched as zombies approached the area. The soldier girl checked the car and found too many grenades to safely disarm all the traps. Concerned for Lucy's safety, she had no choice but to kill the zombie, leaving Lucy furious and unwilling to leave the scene. At that moment, Roberta arrived just in time to successfully console Lucy. Everyone quickly hid to the side as a dead zombie activated a trap, causing a massive explosion that also eliminated nearby zombies. After the danger had passed, Murphy lingered secretly on the side, unable to resist the craving for human flesh, and began to cut off his own skin, again feeling the urge to consume human flesh. Meanwhile, the group found a communication device, which kept playing a repeating message from the fangirl about searching for the NSA communicator. However, the damaged device could not send out any signals. Guided by a hallucination, Roberta led everyone to the next location. After a while, the group spotted a truck on the road. Roberta cautiously approached and found the truck empty, with many survivors' belongings scattered around. Everyone found the truck highly suspicious. Just as they were about to leave, the truck emitted a powerful sound wave that caused everyone great discomfort, and eventually everyone passed out. When they awoke, they found themselves trapped inside wooden crates. As alarms sounded, the crates opened, and a nearby survivor hurriedly scrambled for weapons. During the struggle, a man was killed and then turned into a zombie preparing to attack. At that moment, the survivor asked Roberta to pick up a key from the ground. After the survivor killed the zombie, they explained what had happened. Many survivors had been captured here and forced to participate repeatedly in dangerous challenge games, where each challenge featured only one person's worth of props. When two people moved forward, they saw a closed elevator. Roberta used the key she found to attempt to open it, but the system malfunctioned. The survivor was forced to pry it open with a shovel. Suddenly, a zombie lunged out, attacking and biting the survivor. Roberta picked up the dropped shovel and killed the zombie. The survivor turned into a zombie and charged at Roberta, who then killed the zombie and was preparing to escape via the elevator when another intense sound wave hit, causing her to faint again. Roberta awoke once more from the wooden crate and heard Doc's voice, realizing that everyone was undergoing the same challenges. Doc, feeling a tremendous jolt, had been moved elsewhere. As soon as the alarm sounded, he hurried out of the crate. This time, the survivor challenge involved the sniper. They heard noises in the distance and smelled a strange odor. The sniper picked up an item from the ground and moved forward to inspect it, discovering a passage filled with a massive amount of toxic gas. The two had no choice but to take turns wearing the only available gas mask and used tape to seal a leaking pipe while fighting off approaching zombies. Doc passed the mask to the sniper, but suddenly, a zombie pounced on him, knocking him to the ground. During the struggle, Doc accidentally inhaled a large amount of toxic gas. After the sniper killed the zombie, he quickly administered first aid, reviving Doc just as the toxic gas subsided. However, another intense sound wave hit, causing everyone to pass out again. Upon waking up, everyone found themselves locked in the same room. At this time, Lucy sensed a zombie nearby and began communicating with it. She managed to break the wooden crate and went out, only to discover that a large number of survivors were being held there. Yet another intense sound wave hit, causing everyone to faint once more. After some time, the soldier girl was pulled aside by survivors, and upon waking up, she found herself facing challenges with other survivors. A flirty man was attacked and killed a zombie with a rod. He then suggested getting intimate with the soldier girl because she smelled good, but the girl disagreed and snatched his hormone gun, only to discover it was empty. As a professional soldier, she easily repelled the flirty man, right as zombies appeared and ended his flirty life by biting. The soldier girl quickly shut the door and fled outside. Once she emerged from the emergency exit, zombies started banging on the door. She hit a pole during her escape and fainted. Elsewhere, Murphy and Doc were tackling challenges together, searching for an exit while continuously dispatching zombies around them. Meanwhile, the sniper and a heavy survivor were crawling at a high vantage point when she accidentally slipped and fell her heavy body down. Unable to save her in time, she was killed by zombies at the bottom. A powerful sound wave then knocked everyone unconscious. Trapped in a maze, they kept repeating different challenges. This time, Roberta and a man were doing a survivor's challenge. The man quickly picked up an item and left the scene. Roberta, noticing a barcode from the alien zone on the man's hand, confronted him and demanded information. She learned that the survivor's maze was not a conspiracy of the alien zone, but simply a series of continuous challenges necessary for survival. Trusting the man, she moved forward, opened a mechanism nearby, and he opened an iron door. Zombies suddenly attacked the man, but Roberta quickly electrocuted them with wires. Elsewhere, after regaining consciousness, the soldier girl saw zombies already killed by someone next to her and noticed sunlight coming through the staircase and fat birds flying by, indicating an exit outside. Another intense sound wave then knocked everyone unconscious again. Upon waking, everyone found themselves caged with numerous zombies surrounding them. Hearing a noise, a pipe then dispensed a large amount of feed. It turned out the survivors' maze regularly provided a substantial amount of dog food, forcing everyone to eat the feed to regain strength. The soldier girl then informed everyone she had seen an exit from the maze. Every person, recalling their memory of the maze, drew a complete map of it. They began planning their escape and agreed on a meeting point. Yet again, an intense sound wave knocked everyone unconscious. After waking up, Roberta met up with Murphy, and they quickly left the scene to move towards the rendezvous point. Upon reaching the evacuation staircase, everyone else also arrived, and they finally escaped, successfully making it back to the surface. However, a violent sound wave hit, causing everyone to faint. Reluctantly waking up, they found themselves dragged back into the maze. At this time, Murphy was released, and his daughter managed to rescue him and everyone else. They hurriedly left the scene, and just as they were about to pry open the emergency exit, a man armed with a weapon arrived, attempting to prevent everyone from escaping the maze. He also grabbed Lucy as a hostage. At that moment, zombies attacked and knocked the man to the ground. Lucy rushed forward to help the zombies, but Murphy, fearing danger, quickly pulled her away, only to be bitten by a zombie unexpectedly. Eventually, the group successfully escaped the maze, getting away from the intense sound waves, but Murphy painfully collapsed, showing signs of zombie bites on his body. Roberta informed everyone that once Murphy turned back into a human, he would lose his strong regenerative abilities. Back on the road, they found a car left by other survivors and quickly drove off to the next destination. During the journey, Roberta experienced terrifying hallucinations and drove faster towards the sensed location, finally stopping at a biotech company. However, after getting out, Murphy vomited a large amount of black blood. The soldier girl and the sniper continuously shot at pursuing zombies. Entering the biotech company, Murphy felt unbearable discomfort and then lost his heartbeat as the infection from his wound began to spread. Lucy hastily bit her father, injecting a virus vaccine into his body to temporarily restore his consciousness, but his condition continued to deteriorate. Soon after, Lucy noticed something wrong. Giving the vaccine to her father was accelerating her own aging. Murphy, deeply saddened, asked his daughter to stop biting him, wishing only for her to live well. When the sniper returned and noticed Roberta had been away for a long time, he quickly went inside to look for her. Doc also entered to check on her condition, concerned about her well-being. Meanwhile, Roberta, following her instincts, found a key under a table and entered a room to search for further clues. She entered the lab and heard strange sounds but saw no one else. Guided by her hallucinations, she successfully hacked the electronic door lock and entered the office. Unconsciously, she opened a biochemical cabinet and retrieved a special gas cylinder, releasing a lot of gas. She quickly administered an injection to herself but then fainted. The sniper entered the lab to investigate and found various zombie organs and a tied-up zombie. He also heard strange noises and hurried to check. Roberta slowly regained consciousness from her coma and found the researcher's ID card on a desk. On Murphy's side, Lucy was prepared to bite him again, but he refused. He did not want his daughter to age and die. Murphy, usually selfish, cared about nothing but his daughter's safety, his only concern being her survival in this world. Murphy then began to tremble as the infection spread throughout his body, approaching the end of his life. Elsewhere, Doc also arrived at the lab. Startled by the sound of zombies, he knocked over a glass jar, spilling many zombie fingers, which disgusted him immensely. As he tapped on the moving fingers, one accidentally sprayed onto him. Doc quickly lifted his clothes and discovered a nose-picking finger had burrowed into his abdomen, causing him to scream. The sniper rushed over, cut open the skin, and successfully extracted the zombie finger, rescuing Doc. Just then, another noise led them to discover a strange zombie hiding behind a metal rack. Upon approaching, they encountered a modified zombie with a massive body and multiple chicken wings. When the sniper attacked, he was overpowered by the handy zombie. The soldier girl also rushed forward and was captured. Doc launched an attack, and they all struggled fiercely. The soldier girl picked up a pistol and kept shooting at the zombie. Suddenly, the modified zombie pulled out a firearm and began shooting wildly to flex its shooting skills, but missed them all. Everyone ducked to the side, astonished to see a zombie capable of using firearms. When they approached to fight again, the soldier girl was choked by the handy zombie. As they continued their attacks, all were knocked down. Just as the soldier girl was about to pass out, Roberta shouted the zombie's name, successfully catching its attention. She also discovered that the zombie could communicate and asked if it knew where the researcher was hiding. It turned out the researcher had already mutated and merged with the modified zombie, leaving Roberta utterly shocked. Turning to Murphy, he suddenly awoke from a coma and also regained his health. The infection in his wounds disappeared, but he found his daughter had aged into an old woman. It turns out she couldn't bear to see her father die in front of her, so she injected him with all the available vaccines. She also felt joy as her father reverted to a half-zombie state. On the other hand, Roberta asked about the events that had unfolded. The zombified researcher informed her that the special steel cylinder she was holding was a very dangerous object. He recounted the disaster that struck the biotech company when 2 doctors were bitten by zombies. Before the infection could spread, they amputated their bitten wrists and attached zombie wrists in their place, gaining the zombies' immunity. However, the spread of zombie cells caused the doctors to continuously mutate, eventually turning them into modified zombies. But the researcher didn't know who had implanted the hallucinations in Roberta. He then pleaded with her to help him find relief from his pain. They all raised their weapons and shot the modified zombie. Murphy held his daughter in sorrow, realizing he had not fulfilled his duties as a father and lacked many memories with her. Watching his daughter die left Murphy devastated. After returning to the hall, everyone witnessed this scene. They all felt sad for the loss of a companion who had been with them for a long time. Eventually, they took Lucy away from the scene, cremated her after a while, and many zombies came forward, saddened by her death. The group then continued on their journey to the next location. Along the way, they heard cries for help. They quickly got out of the vehicle to investigate and discovered a messy lady tied up on playground equipment surrounded by many zombies. Murphy killed some of the zombies and Doc lured others, locking the remaining zombies in the vehicle. After rescuing the messy lady and preparing to leave, Murphy insisted on helping her find the culprits responsible for her plight. Having changed after his daughter's death, Murphy no longer wanted to live selfishly and tried to help more people. The messy lady informed them that the bad people were staying in a house, many of her friends had been killed, and her son was still inside. Murphy impulsively moved towards the house, but Roberta felt something was off and urged everyone to leave quickly. The sniper insisted on rescuing the messy lady's son, while the soldier girl stayed outside to take care of the messy lady. As they were about to approach the house, they encountered villains disguised as clowns. The villains, who had consumed a lot of alcohol, were staggering outside. Just as the group was about to attack, the villains opened fire. Fortunately, the drunken villains missed everyone, and the group advanced to attack, successfully killing the villains. However, the boss of the villains came out with other accomplices who held guns and forced everyone into the house. The childish villains found amusement in tormenting everyone. Murphy was strapped to an electric shock table, continuously harmed by electric currents, while Roberta was forced to participate in a strange quiz game. If she answered incorrectly, she had to drink alcohol, and Murphy would receive an electric shock. The boss posed bizarre questions, making it a tough battle for Roberta. The soldier girl heard screams coming from the house and decided to enter with the messy lady, armed and ready. Meanwhile, Doc managed to break free from his chains and escape unnoticed. The soldier girl heard a strange noise. Suddenly, a zombie burst out, knocking the messy lady to the ground. The soldier girl quickly stepped forward, killed the zombie with a knife, and severed the zombie's leg to prevent it from evolving. The zombie got up and ran, and the messy lady grabbed a gun from the zombie. Back with Roberta, she faced the boss in a second round of competition, this time a freestyle rap battle. However, Roberta easily won, leaving the villains dumbfounded. The boss then decided to marry Roberta and prepared to hold the wedding immediately. As Doc was about to sabotage it, the villains appeared behind him and took him hostage with a gun. Consequently, Doc and the sniper were forced to participate in the bizarre wedding. Just then, the messy lady suddenly emerged and shot the villain officiating the wedding. It turned out that the boss's mother was the messy lady. She held the soldier girl at gunpoint, furious at her son's behavior. The villain boss claimed it was all due to his mother's overprotective nature that he had to prove himself by trapping her outside. The mother and son wrestled their tongues continuously and decided to let the father, who had already turned into a zombie and was bound to a wheelchair, settle the matter. The group realized the villains had already gone mad as the two asked the zombified father for opinions, receiving no response. The mother and son started wrestling their muscles, and during the struggle, they accidentally freed Murphy. The rebellious son pushed his mother onto the electric shock table. Murphy picked up the controller and electrocuted both mother and son, advising the son not to seek ways to kill his mother because he regretted not taking care of his deceased daughter. He suggested that they should get along better, especially during these apocalyptic times. Moved by Murphy's heartfelt words, the mother decided to let her son die sooner to avoid more trouble. An enraged Murphy reactivated the electric device. The son fell to the ground, unable to get up, while his minions rushed to check on him. The messy lady was killed by the electric shock, turned into a zombie, and began attacking. The villains were bitten, causing chaos at the scene. Everyone hurriedly left the house amidst the confusion. The villain boss also managed to escape and decided to drive away quickly. He rushed into the vehicle only to find it full of zombies. Sure enough, he was bitten to death by the zombies. Elsewhere, Roberta is ready to head to the next location, feeling guilty about Lucy's death and worried about putting everyone in danger. She decides not to follow her illusions anymore and leads the group to a safe area where they can survive without the threat of zombies. While repairing equipment outside, the fangirl spots survivors in the distance. Using a sniper scope, she quickly realizes they are soldiers from the alien zone, and they open fire. She hurries to take her son back to the control room, taking important equipment to hide in a secret chamber, monitoring the situation outside and starting a broadcast, hoping for immediate support from the NSA communicator. After a while, Roberta arrives in a deserted town where suddenly a large number of slow-moving, non-aggressive zombies appear. After easily defeating them, they are chased by more ferocious zombies. Everyone takes refuge in a church, trapping the zombies outside. Inside, they find many nuns turned into zombies. Doc quickly killed the zombie, and the soldier girl hit another one. Murphy was overwhelmed by two zombies, unable to move, but Roberta tackled them quickly from downstairs, saving Murphy from the predicament. After wiping out all the zombies, everyone gathered in the hall to discuss their plans. Murphy just wanted to reach a safe zone to take refuge, but Roberta argued that if the hallucinations were true prophecies, there was no safe place to hide from the impending disaster. At this point, the sniper suggested letting Murphy use his sensitivity, considering both he and Roberta had hybrid zombie blood. Perhaps Murphy could delve into Roberta's subconscious to investigate further. Murphy agreed to try. As he entered her consciousness, he felt an intense burning pain that frightened him into quickly retreating and breaking the mental connection. Only then did Murphy truly understand the disaster Roberta feared. Just then, the sound of zombies banging on doors was heard. Everyone quickly worked to fortify the church's defenses, while Roberta went upstairs to check. A man in black clothes is seen fleeing upstairs. The group chases him into the bell tower, where he locks himself in and rings the bell, attracting more zombies. The group breaks in, subdues him, and finds out he was trying to preserve religious artifacts from being lost to the zombie apocalypse. He shows them a hidden escape tunnel just as the zombies break in. The group flees into the tunnel, but zombies follow. They manage to seal the tunnel and kill the zombies inside, but find the escape route already sealed. Using the man's pickaxe, they attempt to reopen it and manage to push a coffin aside, releasing a virus from the zombies that had fallen in and infecting the corpses inside the coffin. The man explains he was collecting the religious artifacts to preserve them, mistaking the group for bad people, which is why he kept ringing the bell. The group, realizing the zombies had been cleared by the bell rope getting tangled, leaves the church with the religious artifact, entrusting it to the man who also provides them with batteries as a token of gratitude. They continue on their journey as the woman soldier connects to the communication equipment to hear a distress call from the fangirl, but the old equipment fails to send a signal out. They quickly set off towards the next location. After a while, soldiers from the alien zone entered the base. The fangirl quickly radioed for help, but received no response. Roberta and her group arrived near the broadcasting company, needing to find communication equipment to contact the fangirl. Roberta spotted a signal transmitter on the roof of the building. After checking a car and gathering a lot of supplies, they entered the broadcasting building, ready to move to the roof. Murphy suddenly sensed the thoughts of zombies and was incredibly surprised. From the monitor, the fangirl saw a suspicious person finding the secret door to the hidden chamber and breaking in. She quickly grabbed a weapon and cautiously hid. When the man entered the chamber, he was ambushed and knocked down by the fangirl. It was then that she realized the man was the returning communicator. She told her son that the man was his father, and the son went to hug him. The communicator told her his plane had crashed and he had walked back without encountering any other survivors, which explained his disappearance. After 2 years, he finally returned to the base. The fangirl then informed him about the soldiers breaking into the base. The communicator speculated that the soldiers might have been searching for secret files, as the place was formerly a NSA base with many confidential documents. Elsewhere, Roberta and her group reached the control room of the broadcasting station and began adjusting the satellite settings to communicate with the fangirl. Meanwhile, Murphy passed the time by playing the role of a broadcaster. Suddenly, a zombie burst out and attacked Doc. Murphy concentrated and successfully stopped the zombie's attack. Doc quickly killed the zombie. More zombies came out, aiming for Murphy. The sniper picked up a trophy and handed it to Murphy as a weapon, who then successfully killed the zombies. Outside, the communicator and the fangirl went to inspect the situation and noticed that evolved zombies had followed the soldiers into the base. Despite the soldiers shooting continuously, they were bitten by the zombies. The two were spotted by the zombies and had to quickly leave the scene. As they prepared to go downstairs, they were intercepted by zombies taking a different route and had to turn around and run to avoid the pursuing zombies. They then ran into an open area and were about to rest when the clever evolved zombies caught up from behind. They continued to run, but accidentally ended up in a dead end. The communicator quickly shot at the zombies' ankles, but it didn't stop them. As the zombies advanced, the communicator pushed one towards the railing, and the fangirl helped push it off from a height. The soldiers also happened to be moving towards the direction of the control room. Back to Roberta's group. After adjusting the satellite settings, they headed to the rooftop, only to encounter a large horde of zombies. On the fangirl's side, she returned to the hidden chamber to check the monitors and discovered that a man from the alien zone had already breached the control room. She went there armed, took the man hostage, and demanded to know his purpose. However, he did not reveal any details of his mission. Suddenly, gunshots were heard outside. Concerned for the communicator's safety, the fangirl decided to check outside, where the communicator was struggling to kill an evolved zombie. As another zombie appeared, the communicator was in trouble until the fangirl arrived just in time to save him. While they were fighting off the zombies, they heard the sound of something taking off and realized that the alien zone soldiers had already escaped in a helicopter. Roberta and her group finally made it to the rooftop and quickly barricaded the door to fend off the massive zombie attack. As more zombies appeared, Roberta had to shoot them down. Meanwhile, the fangirl, checking the systems in the control room, found that the man from the alien zone had taken many secret files and deleted the records, leaving no traceable information. However, she successfully received a signal from Roberta and contacted the communicator. They learned that the soldiers had left the base, leaving behind only a blank CD labeled Black Rainbow, an image frequently appearing in Roberta's haunting visions. They promptly continued their journey. After a while, the city was engulfed in chemical foam, causing everyone to get separated while continuously encountering zombies. Doc quickly used a hammer to kill the surrounding zombies. They spotted a nearby beauty salon and hurried inside for refuge, where they also found the arms dealer and his friend, who had undergone some bizarre styling. Happy to reunite with the two, Doc noticed that the salon owner looked very familiar. The owner then offered them a deal, placed their weapons in a barrel for free beauty services. Murphy thought it would be a good idea to enjoy the free services while waiting for the foam to dissipate before regrouping with everyone else. Roberta got separated from everyone and was walking alone through the foam, searching for any sign of her friends. While lying in the beauty chair, the arms dealer looked visibly nervous. Doc felt like he had seen the salon owner somewhere before. As the owner began the beauty treatment, the arms dealer grew increasingly worried. It turned out the salon owner was the notorious robber, and his equally dangerous brother was hiding upstairs observing everyone. Meanwhile, the basement was filled with hordes of zombies. After finishing the treatment, Murphy was pleased, but as he relaxed, the owner prepared to activate a mechanism. The arms dealer stood up abruptly, shouting and startling everyone. The owner then offered Murphy a sunbathing service, which delighted him. Murphy got up, put on a bathrobe, and entered the sunbathing room, pushing the arms dealer out despite his warnings and missing a written plea for help on a piece of paper. When Murphy turned on the sunbathing machine, he was horrified to find a zombie inside. Doc was about to enjoy a free service when the owner picked up a knife. Doc recognized him as the infamous robber, and he quickly activated the mechanism, causing Doc to almost fall into the basement. The arms dealer rushed over to stop him and saved Doc by hitting the mechanism. In the ensuing chaos, the owner turned violent. The robber upstairs started shooting, causing everyone to duck for cover, and the owner took hostages. The younger robber shot through the floor and jumped down. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. It was the sniper and the soldier girl seeking refuge. They had inhaled a lot of foam outside, and the sniper immediately vomited, filling the air with a foul smell that made everyone gag. Once everyone had finished vomiting, the owner decided to continue the robbery, leading to a melee. The sniper picked up a stick to fight but fell over, and the arms dealer slipped on the vomit, accidentally opening a trap door. During the scuffle, the soldier girl accidentally dropped her weapon into the trap door. Murphy, in the sunbathing room, let the zombie out. The owner kept shooting but missed the zombie's head. He pushed the arms dealer out, and they were both overwhelmed by the zombie until the younger robber stepped in to pull the zombie away and kill it with a kick. Then the friend noticed he had a zombie bite mark. The arms dealer told him to drink some disinfectant, which shocked everyone. To prevent his friend from turning into a zombie, the arms dealer quickly stopped the robbers from shooting, admitting that he had accidentally bitten his friend. The owner, thinking it was all too ridiculous, prepared to shoot them both. The arms dealer urgently explained that if they died, they would turn into evolved zombies, putting everyone at risk. Just then, two men came in, ready to vomit. Everyone asked them to do it outside. After they had vomited and saw the tense situation, they were explained that it was all a chaotic drama. They then threw the friend outside to stop the bizarre antics. Then, revealing themselves as robbers too, they pulled out a gun and demanded everything from everyone. Thinking the basement surely held treasures, they led everyone to open the basement door, unleashing a swarm of zombies. Everyone pushed the robbers forward, letting the zombies kill them, and then escaped through the entrance. Gunshots were heard as the robber brothers survived and came out furious, ready to shoot everyone. Suddenly, there was another knock at the door, which stunned everyone. The arms dealer covertly signaled everyone to stay away from the door. Then the door was blasted open, and the flying door handle struck the robbers, killing them. It turned out the arms dealer and his friend had staged the whole bizarre drama to get a rocket launcher from outside to help everyone escape. Deciding to stay in the hair salon, the arms dealer and his friend let everyone else leave to meet up with Roberta, who had been waiting on the road all along. They then moved on to the next location. Several weeks later, the group followed Roberta's directions, only to find themselves back at a shelter they had previously visited. Roberta decided to enter the lab to search for clues about the hallucinations. On the fangirl's side, she was looking up files about alien zone thefts when she discovered that the NSA was preparing to implement the Black Rainbow operation. Meanwhile, the communicator, finally back home, was playing in the hall with his son when they heard a terrifying roar. Suddenly, an evolved zombie appeared. The communicator told his son to run away as he charged to fight the zombie. He was overwhelmed by the zombie, but the fangirl arrived just in time. She used a body bag to tie up the zombie, successfully saving the communicator's life. As Roberta and her group reached the lab's door, a helmeted zombie suddenly burst out. The soldier girl shot at it but couldn't bring it down. At that moment, Doc noticed the zombie's helmet was on backwards, preventing it from seeing any targets. Roberta picked up some debris from the ground to make noise and lure the zombie away. The group then donned protective gear and entered the lab to investigate. As they moved forward, Roberta suddenly felt a hallucination and lost consciousness, wandering off in a different direction. The sniper, who entered later, didn't see anyone else and hurried after hearing the sound of Roberta opening a door. Back in the lab, Murphy and others moved together and realized Roberta had gotten separated from the group. They continued their search. Meanwhile, Roberta reached a blocked room and tried to push the obstacles away. Despite her efforts, she couldn't succeed. The sniper caught up and asked why she was there but received no response. He then stepped forward to help her. Once they pushed the obstacles aside, Roberta unlocked a coded door and continued acting strangely, driven by her subconscious. While inspecting the surroundings, Murphy and the others discovered that the power supply was solar-powered. Doc then asked everyone to turn off their flashlights. Behind a wooden panel, they noticed lights indicating machinery at work. After moving the panel, they entered a secret room where they found a boy's body inside a glowing machine. Nearby, Roberta stood by a strange device. As she prepared to unlock all the password locks, a zombie suddenly burst in and attacked the sniper. During the struggle, Roberta was accidentally knocked to the ground. The sniper tried to intervene but was overpowered by the zombie. After regaining consciousness, Roberta realized something was wrong and quickly used a chain to kill the zombie from behind. The sniper then informed her about her hallucinations. When she decided to restart the device, she forgot the password she had unlocked. Murphy discovered that the machine was used to cool bodies, but he believed the body had been dead for a long time and did not sense any zombie thoughts. The soldier girl then cut off the power supply, but Murphy quickly stopped her, insisting the power be turned back on. He felt that the boy was not truly dead and insisted on keeping the machine running to prevent the boy from dying completely. Then, as Doc turned to look for Roberta, he was suddenly attacked by a zombie. After repeatedly hitting it with a hammer, he realized it was an evolved zombie and struggled fiercely before finally killing it. Roberta asked the sniper to hit her, believing that the stimulation could trigger her subconscious again. Initially hesitant, the sniper only gave her a slap. However, under her insistent demands, he struck her hard, successfully awakening her subconscious. She then unlocked all the passwords on the device, grabbed several gas cylinders from inside, and quickly left the scene to regroup with the others. Murphy informed them about the boy's situation, and Roberta decided to contact the communicator to get the latest intelligence and avoid losing crucial leads. The soldier girl mentioned that they could divert half of the machine's power. After connecting the communication equipment, they successfully established contact with the communicator, who revealed that the Black Rainbow operation was a biological weapon developed by the NSA. Mid-conversation, the communication equipment suddenly lost power. In a tough decision, Roberta opted to sacrifice the boy in cryopreservation by redirecting all the machine's power to the communication device. Once communication was restored, the communicator warned that activating the biological weapon would eliminate all life on Earth. However, the fangirl mentioned that if they could obtain the president's thumbprint, they could alter the NSA's system and permanently disable the weapon. Before the weapon was activated, they prepared to locate the president. Following the communicator's directions, the group arrived at a military bunker to investigate, only to find agents who had turned into zombies. Spotting the president's limousine, they approached it, but zombies burst out from the vehicle. The sniper quickly shot them down. They only found the body of the president's husband inside the car and speculated that the president might be hiding inside the bunker, avoiding the zombie catastrophe. However, opening the bunker's main door required an eye scan unlock. Doc then took an eyeball from the body to scan and open the door. Upon entering, they realized it had also been overrun. They found the national conference room filled with officials who had turned into zombies. An evolved zombie also emerged, and Roberta immediately attacked it while Doc and Murphy dealt with the zombies in the conference room, easily killing many. As they proceeded, they were held at gunpoint by secret agents. Roberta explained their mission to save humanity required talking to the president. Subsequently, the president emerged, persuading the agents to lower their weapons. Roberta explained that Earth was about to be attacked with a biological weapon and sought the president's thumbprint. The agents raised their weapons in alarm, only to discover that both of the president's thumbs had already been cut off and stolen. A few days earlier, the man from the alien zone had broken into the bunker, knocked out the agents, and after forcing the president to swallow a sleeping drug, her thumbs disappeared. Roberta informed the president that the thumbs could activate the biological weapon. The woman then revealed that she was merely an assistant at the NSA. With no officials surviving, only she could assume the presidency, but the system would only recognize the official president at the time of the disaster. She mentioned that they could find the deceased president on the lowest floor and let the agents play the archive that informed Roberta about the biological weapon. It turns out, the Black Rainbow plan involved a horrific doomsday attack, deploying drones to spread a deadly virus worldwide, effectively restarting Earth. The assistant decided to join the rescue mission, and they all headed to the elevator to move to the bottom floor. As the elevator doors opened, they were greeted by a horde of zombies. They quickly broke through the zombie encirclement, but Roberta, lagging behind, was blocked by zombies and trapped in the elevator, forcing her to move to other floors alone in search of the deceased president. On one side, the group successfully entered the office for refuge. They decided to open the door and let the zombies in to check each one individually. Doc opened the door, allowing the assistant to examine the zombies. They killed a large number of zombies but could not find the president. Roberta reached the national conference room and then heard the sounds of zombies. She cautiously moved forward to investigate and finally found the zombified president tied to a chair, unable to escape. She pushed the president, planning to regroup with the others. Meanwhile, the sniper had already killed countless zombies and was preparing to let more in when he realized Roberta was standing outside the door. The assistant also confirmed that the one in the wheelchair was indeed the deceased president. Then everyone took the elevator back to the upper floors. At this point, Roberta informed them that they must quickly stop the Black Rainbow project. However, the secret agent immediately took everyone hostage and questioned Roberta's intentions. It turned out that the assistant had always thought Roberta wanted to execute the plan, which is why she was willing to assist. When the soldier girl was about to grab a gun to resist, the assistant stated that as a member of the national forces, she must obey the country's leaders, or else it would be a betrayal of the military spirit. The soldier girl, who had been in the military since she was young, decided to betray Roberta and her group. She escorted Roberta and her group back to the president's office, where they learned that the assistant was also one of the founders of the alien zone. She stated that the alien zone had already made preparations to protect itself and reset the entire Earth, believing that eliminating all life was necessary to restore the human world. She then ordered the execution of Roberta and her group. However, unwilling to harm everyone, the soldier girl shot the assistant. Doc and the sniper also stepped forward to resist. In the end, the soldier girl shot the assistant in the head. Just as they were about to leave, the body turned into an evolved zombie. Everyone quickly ran to the outside corridor. The soldier girl and the sniper stepped forward, using powerful firepower to attack, continuously firing at the evolved zombie until all bullets were exhausted and they finally killed the zombie. Then the assistant also came out. While Roberta attacked the zombie with a flagpole, she also saw terrifying hallucinations. After killing the zombie, they headed to the bioweapon launch site. After a while, the group continued forward with the zombified president in tow, fighting off zombies along the way. Upon arriving near the launch station, Roberta discovered a hidden entrance on the ground and decided to investigate. To ensure the president's fingers remained intact, they had to transport the zombie with them as they headed towards the control room. On the way, they encountered a soldier turned zombie. Roberta quickly stepped forward and used her shield to kill the zombie, then reached the staircase. However, navigating the many floors was a challenge. Doc suggested making a stretcher to transport the zombified president, but Murphy abruptly pushed the president down the stairs, shocking everyone. They hurriedly chased after the tumbling president, only to find two zombies feasting on his body. Before being noticed, the sniper used a slingshot to eliminate them. The group then continued forward, entering a hidden passage and encountering a large swarm of zombies. They launched an attack and successfully eliminated many zombies. Meanwhile, the man with glasses from the alien zone kept throwing zombies down from above to block the group's progress. Roberta fired her gun but missed. The sniper and the soldier girl quickly shot the oncoming zombies, and the group continued onward. They reached the control room door, and Roberta surprisingly remembered the password. She unlocked the door to find the bioweapon already activated and counting down to launch. As Roberta entered her subconscious to alter the launch program, a horde of zombies appeared outside. The group urgently asked for the password to close the door, but the subconscious Roberta did not respond. The two had no choice but to defend the door, shooting the zombies while Roberta successfully stopped the countdown and entered a dream. In the dream, the researcher appeared and informed Roberta how to stop the bioweapon. Suddenly, Murphy woke her up to ask for the door password. After Roberta provided the password, Doc hurried to close the door. Although zombies jammed the door, they managed to eliminate the zombies at the entrance. Roberta then informed everyone about what she saw in the dream concerning the researcher and the steel cylinder, which was the antidote to cure the zombie virus. She explained that by replacing the biochemical steel cylinders in the drones with the antidote cylinders, they could distribute it worldwide to avert danger. Roberta decided to go to the drone alone. Upon reaching the drone, the man appeared to flex his glasses and started shooting. Roberta used her shield to block the bullets, and after a struggle, knocked the man to the ground. Back at the control room, as the soldier girl ran out of ammunition, the sniper continued to shoot the attacking zombies. Roberta quickly opened the drone and entered inside. She suddenly entered a dream again, where the researcher in the dream taught her how to install the antidote cylinder. Just as the drone was about to close, Roberta quickly used her shield to block it. While installing the antidote cylinder, the gas leaked out and sprayed on Roberta. Murphy watched from the monitor as Roberta finished installing the device. Just then, a half-evolved zombie burst in. Doc stepped forward to fight it off. Murphy worked with the soldier girl to insert the key into the control panel and pressed the president's fingerprint, successfully starting the drone's countdown. Doc managed to kill the zombie. At this moment, they saw on the monitor that the man with glasses was preparing to attack. Concerned for Roberta's safety, Murphy quickly rushed out to assist her. As she was leaving the drone, the man immediately approached and attacked her, knocking her unconscious and triggering another dream. In the dream, the researcher revealed a hidden truth. It turns out the terrifying visions and continuous dives into the subconscious were all manipulations by the researcher and part of the alien zone conspiracy. Roberta realized she had been deceived by the researcher. The cylinder she had just installed was not a cure for the zombie virus, but a bioweapon designed to destroy Earth. Soon after, Murphy arrived on the scene and engaged in a fight with the man. They exchanged blows rather than kisses, accidentally breaking the cylinder. Both inhaled the gas released from it. Roberta regained consciousness, quickly picked up the real cure cylinder, and rushed back inside the drone. She removed the bioweapon and was about to install the cure when the countdown ended. As the drone started up, she found herself trapped and unable to escape. Doc saw Roberta take off with the drone and hurried outside to see what was happening. The drone then proceeded to release the gas from the cylinder everywhere. Murphy, having inhaled the leaked gas, mutated, his skin turning red, startling everyone. As they observed a dark rainbow in the sky, they were unclear about what might happen next, worried that Roberta had failed her mission and had not stopped the bioweapon attack. The soldier girl, in her final moments, forced the sniper to perform a final hormone yoga session with her. After the drone completed its dispersal program, it crashed along with Roberta, and this is where the story ends. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.